Okay, hello guys, hope it's going good. Hope you're well. Just a quick overview, first upload also, just quick overview on the crypto side of markets. Mostly Bitcoin, XRP, Arbitrum and Polygon. So hope you enjoy. So from the first with this crypto crash, we have a range that we can mark out, or the quadrants, and we can basically use that to see where we are in the current market space. Are we bearish, or are we going to start seeing bullishness from the market side? So just note with that crash, all the cryptos, there was like a big liquidation. So on all the charts we see that these guys took a lot of sell side. So I'm not going to reference the sell side taken, seeing as we did a lot of damage there. So if we on Arbitrum, or if you want to also see it for yourself, ARBI USD, so you can mark out from that top to this bottom, basically a 20-day look back range. You can use that. So we see we are basically trading in the upper quadrant above consequent encouragement. So it's currently looking good. We see with this run down, we did make the 11th of October a low, went up to this low here, came back, took this low. We didn't trade back to consequent encouragement, which is good, seeing bullish. We didn't trade back again to that low, and we are currently going up into this fair value gap, which is a SIBI. But I did mark it in orange. That represents the inversion fair value gap. I would like to see this get inversed to go for this SIBI fair value gap and treat it as a inversion again to go to the top. So all these rundowns where a fair value gap has been respected, even here, you want, if we run up where it was respected to go down, you want to see that same fair value gap respected to go up. So if I just quickly drop down to a 5-minute, or let me go to a 15-minute for you guys can see where we tapped that. Let me just do it like this low that I told you guys. I think it's this low even. No, it's this one, 11th. See that low? We came all the way back down and took that low and this low, and from there on we have been seeing bullishness. So I just marked out a fair value gap here, which lays upon, or it's on, the consequent encouragement of that 20-day look back level. So we can expect that to be respected throughout the markets if we extend this forward. So with that, was respected here. The bodies did close over the 20%, ran up, we came back, took that low, didn't tap the 75%, respected. The bodies did overlap, and from that we ran out. The week just tapped it, and then we ran up, came back to that fair value gap, came down, bodies respecting the 25%. This is very good, we want to see that. And then from there on we just ran up. So I'm expecting some bullishness. I'm actually expecting them to probably come up in that fair value gap. So hopefully we can see that in the near, maybe a week or so. If I go to 1 hour also, you can see we did take out some highs. I think we took out that high, yeah. That's why we're seeing a retracement now. But I think the ultimate target is this, and then ultimately these highs, clear relative equal highs for the taking. Okay, that's ARB. And yeah, I think that's a good view. Even on the 1 hour 50%, you can mark out that for yourself and check the quadrants and everything. Okay, let me quickly go and show you the polygon. Let me go to daily for you guys. So you can see polygon is a bit lacking on the side of this fair value gap. Same fair value gap subby with that market crash. It took out all the lows, even this low, tapped it to just go right back up. So this range is the wick. That wick. So I like that we didn't retrace that far down. It's very nice. I'll zoom into that now. Again, 20-day look back with that range. We did respect the 75, it's in orange. That's why I graded it differently with the colors. 75%, and that is 25 also. Well, the upper quadrant and lower quadrant. So this is the upper quadrant of the wick, and it's the lower quadrant of the 20-day look back. So what we can also expect is maybe a immediate rebalance here on the daily. On polygon, it's permissible, and then from that a run up, maybe taking out these highs. Let me drop into a 50-minute for you guys. Go back to that where I showed you the lower quadrant and the upper quadrant. So again, lower quadrant of the 20-day look back, and this is the upper quadrant of the that week. So you can see we perfectly respected that. Came up. I'll show you guys now in the 5 minutes for those annotations. Came up, had a nice displacement up, and is looking very bullish from there on. So we don't have any arbitrum, any fair value gaps to use the level for, but we can use any of the PD arrays that cross over any of the quadrants. You can use. They should be very, very respectable. Well, respected. Okay, so let me quickly drop down in a 5-minute for you guys. For that, I just want to show you. Let's just quickly roll back here. So as you saw, came down. Here we dropped down. Came back up, made a suspension block. Ran up, consolidated here. Bodies staying inside. Important, the bodies are staying inside. The wicks, they can drop down. Ran up. Came all the way back down. Tapped into the suspension block again. Now with that drop down, I use that as my whole order block. Seeing as it left far out, came way back down again, and I see that as the order block that should be respected. It's like a first presented order block. You extend that forward. Price respected the order block here, and from that order block, first presented fair value gap after the order block. That's how I just see it. Just to explain it in a quicker way for people to understand, I see that a PD array, after price taps into a PD array like an order block, I'd like to see the first fair value gap after the order block to be respected, or the first one that came down to the suspension block. I see that as a very good order block. ran up, and from there on it's just uprise, very bullish. And you like to see that even like these wicks, even if it's on a 5 minutes, if you are trading, I wouldn't say to trade this, but if you are trading it, you can just grade all those wicks. You can use that as your entries. So we have been respecting it, moving up, going back up into the fair value gap, just touch it there, chill down here, ran through, so we can basically mark that out. I think they could retrace to here on the 5 minutes. I need to just that's the inversion, can come up here, and that's to fill out the, come back up there to run down, make the immediate rebalance. Okay, so let's move up to XRP. Again, we have that 20-day look back. I like how XRP is very bullish. We've been staying on the upper quadrant side of the 20-day look back. Again, sell side taken, everything taken. So from that, if I drop down, you can see I didn't even need to grade the wick, but we can for you guys. As you can see, we are on the way up. We didn't even come back to the upper quadrant of the wick. So it's very, very good to see. So if I drop down to 50 minutes, I'll come back all the way here from where we touched the consequent encroachment, all the way down. You can see as we left, this is the order block that we are looking for. It took the low, so you can take that as an order block. And this is on the 50 minutes. There, didn't even touch it. And then also this fair value gap that's laying on the 50%. You can grade that. See, I think there is a volume. No, there is not. And then you can use that. Body staying up in the upper quadrant and not reaching the lower quadrant. Okay. But of course, you can also look back into 1 hour. There should be any correlation. No, fair value gap over the 50% like that. And run up just however you want. You can use that when you look back. And any fair value gap that goes over it, or order block like the order block I marked out, it will be used. Okay, so XRP very bullish. We are close at the upper quadrant. We tapped it, and now we're just in a lower run down. I actually expect, if I look at just the hourly, we could come for these lows, 25886 lows, and then we can have a run up. Go on the 4 hour, 25888, it's a fair value gap on the 4 hour, so that could also be used for run up to close up maybe above on the daily, close above the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap, the SIBI, and then we could see a bullish price action from there on. They're coming to get maybe this fair value gap, close above here maybe in the near future. Again, the fair value gap with this inversion fair value gap was used. Could use that, put that forward, look how they respect it, and to run up, and essentially in the near future get the all-time highs on XRP. And now on the side of Bitcoin, back in the day, I think it was in June. Yeah, I think in August. No, July, sorry. It's June, July. I marked out this fair value gap for myself. I saw it being respected here. If you see the market respecting it like this, so basically what I saw is the market used this to run down, to get all the sell side, tap into this fair value gap, and it came back up. The bodies respecting, came back up, touched the low, body staying above. This was my sign. Okay, this fair value gap will be used in the near future. All-time highs, as was with the run up with Bitcoin, came back all the way down. Wicks staying close proximity to consequent encroachments, came right back up, failed to touch it, bullish, another pump to all-time highs, so 3-time all-time high, and then we had the market crash. Weeks going outside but bodies respecting, and now we're seeing again bullish movements. Let me get that 20-day look back. That's the range. Came back up, and if I also grade, let me grade it with a box. We can see. Let me make it more precise. I'll do this for you guys. So we are still in the lower side of the fair value gap. So if you are looking to, like, if you want bullish price action, you would first want price to close above with a clear indication of bullishness above the consequent encroachment of this gap. You don't want to enter or whatever earlier. Note also, this is not financial advice. I'm just giving my thoughts on the market, so don't take my word for anything. I'm also not saying go buy or go what. I'm just showing my charts, my indications of what I think, and yeah. So also with this run down, we didn't take that low. So this is very sus low. I also thought that we could actually drop down if we are going to stay in the lower side of this 50% fair value gap, consequent encroachment of it. We could venture lower and venture into this low here with these clear lows here, there, there, and then this gap. That would be my ultimate, my ultimum, where I think the market should turn again if we were to run down. But for now, it's looking very bullish, very good. If I drop down to the 50 minutes, we can see with this drop down, let me go there with the big liquidation, which was, oh, I passed it. I think it was this, right? Yeah, it was this. So that big drop, we stayed in this range, so we don't have any indication of a quadrant staying somewhere. Chilling around 50%. Then we had another drop down. That was almost at the low here. Turn back, stayed lower quadrant of that fair value gap I marked out a while back. Ran through, stayed in the upside, just came out it, came back in, respecting the consequent encroachments. Again, coming back in, another run down. Again, top on the upside of the or the upper quadrants. Then we had a drop down, taking out all the liquidity that was resting here at the low side, and then a run up. So now we have this breakaway gap, we could mark that out. It's not fully over that 50%, so just based on that, it should be filled in. We could maybe see a drop down and then a fair value gap over the 50%, and we can use that for inversion to the upside. There's no clear fair value gaps like this one you can use. Take that forward. And note, I think there's a volume imbalance. No, there's not. Take that forward, see the body's respecting there. And that's your indication, okay, we're gonna run up. And that's where we are now. Clear, smooth markets. I like how we respected here. And respected the upper quadrant. Came down to take all the sell side and that wick. Drop down and then from there run up. Yeah, that's my market review from the crypto side. The major, the XRP and Bitcoin, and the other two, it's just a thing I'm watching, the Arbitrum and Polygon. So I hope it was insightful, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Hope you guys enjoyed my first video, and hopefully you guys love it, and then I'll make more. Okay, sharp. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.